The Young and the Restless, spoilers, full episodes, update, the 2nd of July, 2026. Welcome back to our channel. Today is a fantastic day to unpack all the soapy goodness and absolute chaos that just exploded on our screens. We have so much to talk about, so grab a huge cup of coffee, settle into your favorite spot, and let's dive right into the madness together. I cannot breathe. I am literally typing this at 2 a.m. because if I do not get these thoughts out of my brain right this very second, I am going to explode. I mean, did we all just watch the same episode? Are we all collectively losing our minds over what Patty Williams just did? Because I am absolutely terrified, thrilled, and completely sick to my stomach, all at the exact same time. I cannot believe the writers actually went there. I mean, I knew Patty was unhinged. We all have known Patty was unhinged for decades, but this is a whole new level of dark, twisted, terrifying obsession that we have not seen from her in years. And I am so here for it, but I am also dreading what comes next. I just can't believe she actually made that vow. Okay, let me back up because I am getting way ahead of myself and my hands are literally shaking on the keyboard. Let's talk about the June 30th episode. The moment Patty stood alone in the Abbott mansion, staring at that framed photo of Jack and Diane, you guys, the look in her eyes, it was not the usual sad, pathetic, why won't Jack pick me puppy dog look that she has been sporting for the last few weeks. No, it was completely cold. It was dead. It was the look of a woman who has finally, fundamentally accepted that Jack Abbott is never, ever going to love her. She has spent weeks, literally weeks, thinking that if she just waited it out, if she just manipulated the pieces on the board perfectly, Jack would magically wake up and realize she was his soulmate. But he hasn't. He has made it abundantly clear that his heart belongs to Diane. And instead of breaking down and crying, Patty just snapped. She made a chilling vow that Diane is never going to see or touch Jack again. And let's really think about Patty's history here, because we have been watching this woman terrorize Genoa City for a very long time. I have been watching since 2015 and diving into the archives, and this is honestly the most terrifying she has ever been. Remember when she poisoned little Summer Newman? Remember when she literally got extensive plastic surgery to look exactly like Dr. Emily Peterson just so she could steal Jack's life and marry him? Yeah, that didn't work out so well for her then either. But back then, her actions were always driven by this delusional fairy tale hope that she could win Jack's love. She wanted to be the woman Jack loved. But this new vow, this isn't about winning Jack anymore. This is pure, unadulterated punishment. If she can't have Jack, then Diane gets nothing. Diane gets erased. She is shifting from a jealous ex-lover to a lethal, calculating executioner, and I am genuinely scared for Diane's life right now. But can we talk about the absolute train wreck that is Patty's alliance with Dr. Lawrence Markham? I am laughing out loud at the fact that these two psychopaths thought they could actually trust each other. Like, what was the long-term plan here, guys? Honor among thieves? Please. In this episode, they completely took the gloves off. Patty is no longer playing the submissive, quiet partner who just hands over envelopes of cash. She flat out told Markham that he needs to make Diane forget Jack, just like she is going to make Jack forget Diane. The sheer audacity. She is barking orders at a corrupt psychiatrist who is currently holding a woman hostage in a barred room. But Markham is pushing back, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. So they are screaming at each other, threatening each other, and the whole partnership is crumbling right before our eyes. Patty straight up warns Markham that if this entire house of cards collapses, she is not going down alone. She will drag him and everyone else involved straight to hell with her. And Markham, he has the nerve to look at her and question her stability. He actually calls her a liability. I mean, buddy, you were the one holding a prominent Genoa City socialite hostage in a padded room because a crazy woman paid you off in a park cafe. You are way past the point of judging anyone's stability. But Markham thinks he is the smartest guy in the room. He thinks he can control Patty. He is so incredibly arrogant, and it is going to be his massive downfall. Wait, I need to go off on a tangent for a second because my brain is spinning with theories right now. Is Dr. Markham actually Martin Laurent? I know we have all been talking about this in the group chats and forums. The book's by Dr. Alan Lawrence in the room where Diane is being held. The fact that Patty has a long history of using plastic surgery to change identities. What if Patty helped Martin get a new face so he could become doctor? Markham, if that is true, then Markham Martin is severely underestimating the monster he has partnered with. Martin might be a psychological torturer who traumatized Sharon and Phyllis, but Patty Williams is a total wild card who has absolutely nothing left to lose. If Markham thinks he can just toss Patty aside when she becomes too much of a burden, he is in for a rude awakening. Patty will literally burn the entire city to the ground before she lets someone betray her again. Okay, back to the point. Let's shift gears and talk about Diane Jenkins Abbott, because, wow, I know some people are loving seeing Diane suffer, and I get it. Her history is super messy. She faked her own death. She manipulated everyone. She has caused so much pain to Nikki and Phyllis. But personally, I am in absolute awe of how she is handling this hostage situation. She woke up in a strange, terrifying house with bars on the windows, drugged and confused. Most people would just scream and cry and bang on the doors until they passed out. And sure, she grabbed a letter opener at first to defend herself, but now she is playing 4D chess while Markham and Patty are playing checkers. In this episode, Diane totally flips the script. She stops fighting back aggressively and starts playing the victim perfectly. She is leaning into Markham's twisted ego. She is making him believe that he has broken her, that she is emotionally dependent on him for her survival and sanity. She actually invites him to dinner, a cozy little dinner with her captor. And the craziest part, Markham accepts. He actually accepts the invitation without a single second of hesitation, completely blind to the fact that he is walking right into her trap. He is so blinded by his own arrogance and his belief that he is this brilliant psychological master that he doesn't even realize Diane is wrapping him around her little finger. I mean, compare this to when Phyllis and Sharon were held hostage by Martin Laurent at that clinic. That was pure terror. They were fighting for their lives, surviving on pure adrenaline and the trauma bond they formed. But Diane is entirely alone, and she is using the only weapon she has left, her mind. She is slowly, methodically gaining influence over Markham every time she acts helpless, every time she looks at him with those wide, dependent eyes. She is chipping away at his defenses. She is thinking 10 steps ahead. She knows she cannot overpower him physically, so she is going to dismantle him psychologically. And I am cheering for her. I never thought I would be rooting so hard for Diane, but here we are. The writers are actually giving her a brilliant survival arc, and I am eating it up. But while Diane is fighting for her life with her brain, what is Jack Abbott doing? Jack is running around like a chicken with its head cut off, falling right into Patty's sick, twisted traps. Patty showed him that staged photo of Diane unconscious in a padded cell, and Jack just completely lost it. He is so blinded by panic and terror that he cannot see the strings Patty is pulling. She is literally blackmailing him for sex. She told him they need to recreate the magic they had on the yacht. I physically gagged. I am sorry, but Jack needs to wake up and smell the crazy. He has always been a sucker for manipulation, but he needs to realize that Patty isn't just a nuisance anymore. She is an active, lethal threat. Thank God for Tracy Abbott, honestly. Tracy is the only one in that family with a working brain right now. We saw her pressing Patty, using the threat of the mental institution to try and break her. Tracy knows Patty is lying. Tracy saw Patty hand over that cash to Markham in the park. If anyone is going to unravel this mess before Patty does something irreversible, it is Tracy. But time is running out. Patty's emotional state is deteriorating by the second. Her frustration is boiling over, and now that she has made this vow that Diane will never see Jack again, the clock is ticking loudly. Tracy needs to get to Jack and Kyle and make them see the truth before it is too late. So what is going to happen next? I am so anxious I cannot even sleep. Patty's unpredictability is the absolute biggest danger here. Diane is managing Markham, but she has no idea what Patty is plotting on the outside. If Patty decides that keeping Diane locked up isn't enough, if she decides to take permanent action to ensure Diane never touches Jack again, I don't even want to type it. Will Patty try to blow up the house? Will she try to poison Diane? And what happens when Markham realizes Diane has been playing him this whole time? His ego will be completely shattered, and he might lash out violently. The tension is just unbearable. I am dreading the climax of this storyline, but I also cannot wait to see how it all explodes. I just really, really hope the writers don't mess this up. They have set up such a brilliant, terrifying dynamic between these three characters. Patty's descent into total murderous obsession. Markham's blind arrogance and crumbling control. Diane's cold, calculated survival instincts. It is peak soap opera drama. I have been emotionally invested in this show for so long, and it is storylines like this that remind me why I keep watching year after year. I know some people are probably tired of Patty always coming back to terrorize the Abbotts, but you have to admit Stacy Haiduk is acting her heart out. That look she gave the photograph, give her the Emmy right now. I just need Jack to figure this out. I need Kyle to step up. I need Tracy to crack the case. Because if Patty gets her way, Genoa City is never going to be the same. Am I the only one who feels like we are marching toward a massive tragedy? Let me know what you guys think, because I am going to be obsessing over this until the next episode.